But Fittipaldi and RPM are the two official sponsors of this video. Now, this is on my new channel. I'm doing a lot of Spanish videos. That's kind of what my focus is going to. But I did promise Don and Michelle I'll make a video in English for the install and in Spanish. So bear with me. I'm gonna be jumping languages here. All right, guys, let's get this going. All right, guys. So got into the point where Papa Karnage decided to upgrade his Jeep. But on top of that, we are. He needed to upgrade his Jeep. He needed to upgrade his Jeep. So obviously, axles are next. But before we talk about axles, we're gonna talk about suspension, and that's the next thing we're doing on this thing, right? And we're privileged enough to be really close with Don and Michelle from RPM, and they hooked us up with their long arm suspension. Now this is a prototype, so we are the first Gladiator to have this suspension, so that's pretty cool. And just as a reminder, we were the first ones to build Agile on their suspension. I'll put the link here below. We did a whole episode on that, and I'm gonna show you guys the parts now. So here we go. This is their 3-link. It comes with a cross member, upper link, 2 lower control arms. They're 2.5 aluminum. They're beefy. It's the same thing I have on my Jeep, and trust me, I've tested the crap out of them, and so has Robert, and we have not been able to damage any of them. Just scratch them. The new is their rear lowers, their rear uppers. So they have 2 kits for the Gladiator. They have a dual triangulation kit, which is not what we're doing. And if you don't know what a dual triangulation kit is, I'll explain that shortly. It's under my Jeep. But right now we're gonna focus on the Gladiator. So we're doing their parallel 4-link with a track bar, meaning we keep the lowers and the uppers on the same position as the factory, which is just gonna be way better. And I'm gonna go over why it's gonna be better. And we're gonna keep the track bar. So next thing is to take this thing apart. I am not a huge fan of running 40s on 44s, but do as I say, not as I do. That's rule number 1 of Mr. Karnage. Right, Rob?
That's right.
So this is Rob, guys. What's up, Rob?
What's up?
He's giving us a hand with Papa Karnage, and we have Joey coming as well. So step 1 is we're gonna remove this axle completely off. You don't have to remove the axle when you're doing the long arm, but we're doing the truss, and we also have a inner axle seal leak that I'm gonna repair, meaning I have to take apart that. You don't have to remove the axle for that either, but it just makes sense. It just makes it easier. We need to cut lower control arm brackets, factory ones and uppers. We're gonna remove the drive shaft completely off, because once we install the suspension and it's on the ground, we're gonna order new drive shafts from Tom Woods. And this is what we're doing right now. Like I said, removing the front axle, cleaning the whole area. This also got a new front bumper. Once that's out and I start cutting, then we're gonna move to the back. Same thing. I don't think we're gonna remove the axle. I'll probably leave this one hanging here. But like I said, we're gonna have to cut uppers, lowers. I'm gonna remove this stupid sway bar. I hate this sway bar. I don't know what the heck Jeep was thinking when they did it. It's just dumb. Like if you have too much droop and the links are not long enough, like this case, it hits the diff cover. And when you're on the ground, this is pointing straight back, which is a huge rock anchor, which is dumb. Dumb. So I'm gonna come up with something of my own. I'm gonna make my own sway bar, or I'm gonna make something work that's gonna be sweet.
Who am I? And why do I exist? And who made me? And what am I expected to do with my life?
The kit comes with upper control arm brackets, and what that does is it separates. Is there enough light? Yeah. It separates the separation of the links from the lower to the uppers. It's actually pretty whack, meaning when it's a full droop, the pinion points down, and as you can see, this drive shaft has already been pretty. It's all banged up, and that's from drooping too much. Now that is also because we don't have like a full kit, but it's still pretty booty. Like it just sucks. So by adding more separation between the lower and the upper, that won't happen anymore. And we have the bracket for that. And you can see the rug rest here. Alright, we got our front axle out. It's right here. Now we gotta finish taking the steering off, the track bar. And then we can start mucking up the truss and welding the truss. And also, we gotta take the front drive shaft out. This poor thing. And then take the control arms that we have here now. Oh shit. And we could start cutting brackets off, cleaning the frame, and getting the new cross member in. And we should be good to go. So we're here mounting the wheel locks now. This is a new Fittipaldi wheel. We're putting these needle inch tires, 40-inch tires. This is a ring, it's freaking beefy. And of course we're adding apex valves because they are the best. Once you take the cap off, you open this and you see that right there. There it comes out, close it, air stops coming out, makes deflating super quick, and they look really, really cool. So time to install this. I'm gonna have my dad install this because he's over there just hanging around. Let's put that guy to work.
What are you doing?
Nothing. Me? Just hanging around.
So I have my dad mounting the beadlocks. He's torquing the beadlocks right now. We install new apex valves and we put the TPMS back. Front axle's out, joystick in the front drive shaft out, fuel tank is out. And I'm gonna take the rear axle out. We have a rear truss for that as well. And then we're gonna start mucking shit up. Once we muck stuff up, we can start welding. The front is a cross member, like I said. The bolts on, we gotta do some drilling. These are the new rear brackets. They weld to the frames is the driver's side. And as you can see, they come pre-welded and they come slotted, so they should match the holes on the frame. And then you just weld everything, and they should be pretty solid. Then you put the arms. These are the brackets for the axle. They also bolt to the lower control arms, so they're gonna be pretty beefy. And this is for the upper link in the front. Legit. Good morning, guys. Today's a new day. So last night we finished taking apart the vehicle. We took the axles out, the gas tank, the front drive shaft, the rear drive shaft. We did not, as you can see there. So next thing to do is we're gonna cut the loop here, unbolt it here, cut here. They sell a replacement for it because the upper control arm needs to go there. And it'll be a long day. So let's see how much stuff we get done today. Hopefully all of it, maybe. Okay, my preferred method of cutting is with a torch. It's a little more messy, but I like to play with fire, so it makes sense. We have a plasma cutter. I was probably gonna use that as well. I don't know. I like the torch, and then it's a more cleaning. But if you know how to use it, cutting is a lot easier because then you're able to, cut the weld instead of the bracket, and you kind of point it down, and it just kind of melts the weld, and then you're able to hammer the bracket out. Same here, and we have to cut this too, and then I have to move this line here. Those brake lines and this cable, and then I can start cutting this as well. Split the transmission from here, and let's get cutting. I hope you can hear me. The compressor's going. So I was cutting the brackets on the Gladiator, and my dad helped me clean the shop a little bit. And then he's like, dude, I have nothing to do, what do I do? So I taught him how to clean the axles. And he's prepping them for the trusses. I'm gonna continue. I have one bracket left, and then I'm gonna clean the frame. All right, guys, so we got here while I'm working on Papa Karnage. Brandon is gonna clean up. What's up, Brandon? He's gonna clean up take out the whole motor mount from the 4-cylinder. And these are the new America's Most Wanted mounts. And these go welded on the frame for the 7.0 that we're gonna swap. So stay tuned. What are you doing, Rob? working. How's it going?
Good. I got the cuts off pretty cleanly. Going through batteries like crazy.
Alright, we made it to the end of the day. It's about 6 o'clock. I'm dead. So Rob helped me and we finished cleaning the frame. It's a lot of work. We finished prepping the trusses. We cut all the brackets and cleaned the frame. That alone takes a lot of time if you want to do it right. I still gotta paint them. Anyway, tomorrow we're gonna weld the trusses, weld the rear brackets, put the cross member. Hopefully enough time to, we're gonna do it quick enough where we're gonna be able to put the axles back on it. But I will not until tomorrow. It's about 6 o'clock. I was here at 7. I'm pretty dead. Great progress. This is a big project. Doesn't seem like it, but it is. On paper, it seems pretty easy. And it's not hard. It's just time consuming if you want to get it done right. But we're doing good progress and I'm excited. So by tomorrow, maybe. We'll see.